Kimberly from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for December 2023. So on December 26th, we will be having our very last full moon of 2023, and it will be taking place at 4 degrees 58 minutes in Cancer energy. We will be reaching its peak potency at 7:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, this is going to bring a brand new perspective, a full illumination, if you will, to the new structures, the new foundation, the new ways of nurturing and nourishing ourselves. Of course, that full moon is a full illumination of information and details that weren't really available to us about 6 months ago when we had the new moon in Cancer. I think it's important to kind of remind ourselves that we've been through a very tough identity journey, especially dating back to the summer, of course, bringing forth this new version of self under the new moon in Scorpio on November 13th. We've been in adjustment period. We've been in experimentation period. And of course, entering into Capricorn season kicked off the solstice energy that not only started merging the separation, the division in timelines that the collective is presently kind of working through, but it gave us an opportunity to close the door on the old karma, on the old chapters. And of course, we're opening up the door to new cycles that, of course, this new version of self eagerly waiting to dive into. Now we have to remember that Cancer energy is a cardinal water sign. Cardinal energies, of course, it's about initiating, taking that leadership role, really bringing something new to life. That Cancer energy being a water energy, again, very emotional, very much kind of relying on our intuition to kind of navigate our thoughts, our feelings. The Cancer energy, very directed towards the home and the family dynamic, really taking a good look at those inner child wounds, at the wounds that we may be carrying due to the mother role. There is a lot of traditional values, traditional, let's call it rituals, that in the home and familial setting, we are definitely challenging at this particular point in our evolution. So there's going to be a lot of feels. We're feeling very raw, very real, very vulnerable. There could be triggers and activations because, of course, the whole point of this particular full moon is to have an emotional release, an emotional outburst, so that we can kind of get rid of those heavier emotions, of those kind of rigid thoughts, if you will, before we enter into the new year. The sun in Capricorn energy, the moon in its rulership in Cancer energy, is highlighting the axis of safety, security, and stability. We want that safety, security, stability in our emotions and our home life, in our private lives where the Cancer energy rules. And we want that safety, security, and stability in our career, in our finances, in our reputation, in our outer lives. That's where the Capricorn energy rules. So we need to strike a balance. We're recognizing where attachments versus freeing ourselves from attachments may actually be the right thing to do right now. We have new ambitions, new goals. That's where that Capricorn energy is anchoring us into. But because we've kind of been doing this back and forth cha-cha-cha with our energy, with our identity, with our karmic contracts, with our timelines, this particular full moon is going to show us where it is that we have to kind of root ourselves down, ground ourselves, anchor ourselves into this new version of self and start building more stability, more of a foundation, a structure in order for us to feel safe and secure within ourselves, within our emotions, within our home base. That Cancer energy, that's our roots. That's where generational trauma issues come up with Cancer energy, inner child wounds, and again, that relationship with the mother role. The sun in Capricorn energy is shining a bright light on our roles, our responsibilities, the duty that we feel to the people that we love to honor our karmic contracts and karmic chapters. So although there is this back and forth, ebb and flow, the whole point is for us to strike a balance. If we neglect either side of this particular axis, we're definitely going to be out of whack. We're going to see some situations and circumstances kind of backfire on us. We have to get rooted in who it is that we are, how it is that we feel, our new truth. We have to recognize where it is that we have been growing and breaking out of the box that we have been kindly tucked into. And because we're in this breaking away of the people-pleasing mode, this is going to be a time where the revelations of how our family dynamics have been operating, they're going to come full front row center. We do have to kind of see where it is that we've grown out of certain roles and responsibilities, out of certain traditions, out of certain identities, and what that actually means for this new version of self. So we're definitely seeing something be exposed, illuminated, triggered, activated in order for us to get in touch with ourselves, our personal lives, our new values, our new worth. We are rearranging, if you will, our inner realm so that we are standing in our power to control and maneuver and restructure our outer realm. There is so much attention needed to our relationship with our higher selves due to the ever-changing landscape of the relationship dynamics that we continue to pour in. So, of course, I am going to recommend that you download the Moon Guide. This is going to be the final Moon Guide for 2023 and the old structure in which I've been kind of putting those development resource pieces together. If you are downloading the Moon Guide, you will see that the elemental energy profile, there's still no air. There's no information, there's no clarity. We're not using our ego, intellect, brains right now. We have to lean into our feels. We have to lean into this new spark, this new fire that we're trying to cultivate within us. And of course, there are a large list of very, very beneficial aspects taking place under this full moon. Of course, just a few cons, but those cons are, of course, highlighting the tension, the conflict that we're experiencing within ourselves, and that is where the greatest change is actually needed the most. So this is about stepping back and kind of acting as the observer, kind of seeing where it is that we've been on autopilot, just going through the motions of trying to keep up with what it is that we've always done, recognizing where past patterns and behaviors are now being outgrown, and again, anchoring in this new identity, this new truth, this new version of self. We have to figure out how it is that we can nourish and nurture ourselves back to a place of safety, of security, of stability. Again, that comes with recognizing those inner child wounds and the relationship to the mother role. We are definitely focused on the home, on the family at this time, because that is the center of where many of us still hold some outdated patterns, some outdated beliefs. So this is going to be a very interesting full moon to experience, especially around the holiday season. And there is a lot of harmony with Jupiter and Saturn under this particular full moon. So it's almost like we're ready to take action. We're ready to grow. We're ready to progress. We're ready to produce some actual results to some of the changes that, of course, we've been percolating on as this energy has been helping us to redefine who it is that we are, what makes us happy, and what it is that we value the most.